Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Okay, I've already fecked up this video. Okay, today I am doing a first impression review on a brush kit that I was sent by Sigma Makeup, and this is the Mr. Bunny Essentials kit. Basically this comes with 12 brushes, 4 face brushes and 8 eye brushes, and theoretically you should be able to do your entire face with just these brushes. The reason it's called the Mr. Bunny kit and why I'm so excited is because there are no animal hairs used in the making of these brushes, so they're all completely synthetic. Now I don't know if you've any synthetic brushes, but basically a lot of them can be scratchy, not very good at blending, so I said right, if we can do a full face using just these brushes, I can stand by a recommendation of just this brush kit, so we'll see how we go. So I've actually started my foundation with this brush, which is the Duo Fiber F50, but my mic wasn't turned on. How smart. But I've only literally just put on a thin layer of foundation, so I figure we can salvage the rest of this video, and I can also tell you my thoughts as I go. So you are sacrificing coverage by using a duo fiber brush like this because it disperses the product more. It's not ostensibly packed, which is to be expected, but obviously you can still build up coverage if you require it in a certain area. I started off by doing the stipple thing, and then I was like, no, fuck this, I'm doing the swipe thing. I don't need a huge pile of coverage today anyway, I'm just going about my errands. Going up to IKEA with Ian. The other alternative for foundation was to use a more flat style brush. This is the F60 and it's like a paintbrush style. And some people are into using brushes like that, but I'm not. I have to say I actually quite like the finish that gave. So yeah, for a light coverage and with a light cover foundation, that's actually quite good. I do still prefer my beauty blender though, gotta be honest. Okay, concealer. Now, I look sufficiently frightening. I'm going to use that flat foundation brush now just to kind of disperse that and see how we go. It might be really good for applying concealer. Well, for somewhat blending it out. Looks good so far. I think that has done a pretty decent job of blending out the concealer. Powder. Now usually I would use a flat top brush like my e.l.f. flat top brush, which is also synthetic by the way, to apply my powder, but there's no such brush here. The only real option I have is to either go back and use this, which I don't want to do after putting liquid on it, or this, which is the large powder F30. Now this is a big ass brush, like it's big. So we'll see how this goes with powder. I'm just going to sweep that very gently and like pat it in areas where I want to maintain coverage, or don't want the products to move underneath. That's very soft. And I've noticed zero shedding so far. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Next, for a little bit of bronzer, I'm using my Tan Organic that I always use, and this large angle contour brush F40. Feels really soft. Do you know what? I think this will be good. So just pick up a little bit. Do you know what? That's actually a really nice brush because it doesn't like slap on the product and leave you with too much to try and blend. That's really nice. And then just back over it with the powder brush just to make sure there's no harsh lines, but maintaining the dimension. Now for blush, I'm going to use the NYX blush in the colour Peach, which is not peach at all, it's very pink. And I'm going to use the same brush again because it suits. Okay, that works quite well. So that's face basically done. Now moving on to eyes, and I have everything here from eyebrow brushes to pencil brushes to crease brushes to all over shadow brushes and a liner brush, so this should be interesting. I'm not aiming to use all of the brushes, I'm just aiming to use, you know, enough to put on like a decent face basically. Now I'm going to use the E30 to pop that all over my eyelids. Doesn't feel rough on my eyelids at all, because you know the way if you've got synthetic eye brushes sometimes they can feel really scratchy and dense and just really harsh on the eyes, and you don't want that in your delicate eye area, but this feels really nice actually. So that's me primed. And for my eyes today I'm going to be using the Lorac Pro palette, just various shades, because these shades are super pigmented, and basically if there's going to be a mistake to show up, this is the palette that's going to show it using these brushes. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to place a colour all over the lid using this large shader E70. It's just, as the name would suggest, a large shader brush, and I'm just going to take the colour Cream pop it all over. Now here's the real test. This is what I'm really intrigued for. This is the E40. It looks like this, and to show it to you next to its non-synthetic counterpart, this is the E40 in the animal hair version. They look really similar, but this is what I'm really kind of, I wonder about. So I'm going to take the colour Mauve and I'm going to pop that into the crease. This could go either way. Oh! Okay. That's working really well. I was expecting it to be like patchy and streaky and draggy on the skin. Well done, Sigma. Well done. Really pleasantly surprised by this. I wasn't holding out too much hope, you could probably tell. But yeah, no, this is a really nice brush. And that again is the E40. I may have to see if I can order another one of these, like singularly. Now I'm taking the E55, which is just a regular sized flat shader brush. Looks like that. And I'm going to take, I'm taking Champagne and just packing that all over the lid. That looks really good too. Wow, Sigma, you did good with this. Wow, that is fab. Now for the outer corner, I'm going to go back with the E40 again and a darker colour. This time I'm going to use Sable and just stamp this on the outer corner. Okay, then using the Sigma concealer brush or F70. Seems a bit small for a concealer brush in my opinion. But I'm going to use that to put a little bit of a brighter colour on my inner corner. I'm going to use a mixture of nude and white from the Lorac palette. Because as I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty fucking tired. And while I'm at it, I'm going to put a little bit under the brow bone as well. To give some extra dimension. Now, I want to put a little bit of a darker colour under the eye, so we're going to see how this pencil brush E30 does. I have the same figures for this that I had for the blending brush, but we'll see. We'll try to stay optimistic. I'm taking that mauve colour and running it right underneath. Okay, yeah. This feels a little bit stiff, which is understandable because obviously the bristles are synthetic and they're quite densely packed. But I mean, yeah, it's doing the job. It's just not blending it out very well, but we can work with it. I'm just going to go back with the blendy brush and just run underneath. Now the part I've been dreading, eyeliner. This is the E05 brush. I actually already have one of these and it is synthetic, so I know it's actually quite good. I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. eyeliner and using that in conjunction with this brush to see how we go. This is in the colour brown, I think. Wish me luck. Oh my god, that's unbelievable. I never get my liner that good first time. Yeah, really, really happy with that. Yay, let's hope I can replicate it now. Okay, I have to say I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with how that turned out. Not perfect, far from perfect, but the battery light is flashing at me, so I'm under a bit of pressure here. Now I'm going to do eyebrows and I'm going to use the small angle brush E65 to do that. Now I've only ever used one eyebrow brush in the last like 4 or 5 years. It's one from Sephora years and years ago, and this is going to be weird for me. And I'm actually going to use that brow pomade, that e.l.f. eyeliner stuff as well for the eyebrows. Not bad at all. Really impressed with that actually. Better throw on my other eyebrow now. Ding. Now I'm just going to curl my eyelashes, apply some mascara, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I have my entire face done. I put on a lip product. I'm going to give you my verdict on the Sigma Mr. Bunny kit. I actually ended up using every single one of the brushes in the kit, and I didn't end up using any other brushes in my own personal collection. So, do I think my makeup looks phenomenal? No, I definitely could have done a much better job, but in saying that, when I use my everyday brushes, I probably use like twice the number of brushes that are in this kit. if it were put in my very capable hands of adapting this kit in any way, there are some changes I would make. First of all, I would put in a different foundation brush. I would start by putting in, instead of a dual fibre brush like this, I would put in a round top brush like this, or even a flat top like this. I think it gives a much nicer finish to foundation. While that did the job, it did sacrifice a little bit of coverage, so I would definitely put in that instead of the dual fibre brush. Second of all, for powder, I would pop in a flat brush like this, but this is just my personal preference. Some people probably prefer a big powder brush, but I would substitute the powder brush, this, for a flat top version, this, because it doesn't disturb the foundation underneath. You can pack on extra coverage if you want. Yeah, I would have sacrificed for that. Third of all, I would have put in a synthetic version of a highlighting brush like this. This is not synthetic brush, this is animal hair. I think it's, actually don't know. This is from Sigma as well. This is the F35. It's my holy grail highlighter brush. So if they could bring out like a synthetic version of this and pop it into that kit, I think it would be great. And really clutching at straws here, but I feel like I could have done with a spoolie to brush out my eyebrows. Now they still look grand, they still look perfect, but I would have liked to have had a little spoolie in there just to brush it out. So in conclusion, I think this is a really good essential kit for anyone who is starting off in makeup or wants to venture more towards the less animal hair side of makeup brushes. If you want to buy a present for someone that would have all the basics in it for them, I think this is really good. I will have a link down below that you can use to purchase this kit or anything from the Sigma website. So yeah, that is my review. Let me know if you like this review by hitting the thumbs up button, or leave me some feedback in the comment section down below. I really appreciate it. Thanks a million for watching, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!